Hi, this is Bart Sharp from www.bartsharp.com, talking about the transgressions of shame. In my interesting point of view, shame is really a big limitation in a lot of people's lives, yet it's rarely recognized or uncommonly recognized by professionals in the healing fields. And what I keep finding in my work as an energetic healer or a therapeutic healer, in other words, I work with people with emotional traumas and emotional blockages, and hear the stories of what's occurred in their lives and are able to clear this on an energetic level. And what I keep finding is that shame is a huge limitation for many people. It occurs often in our first 5 years of life. And so it's often that underlying limitation that's hidden away and really creates a lot of our anger or our sadness, depression, addictive type of behaviors that we have in our lives that are stopping us. And when we start to look at those things and confront the outlying behaviors such as addiction or anger or rage or depression, we can start to feel those and maybe get to a deeper level and find the anger or the suppressed rage or the fears. But most often when we can go under that, it's shame. In other words, shame is well, to give you a definition of shame, it's a emotion or an expression to another person that they are less than, that they are incapable, and a lot of times the connotation is that they are a bad person, inadequate, no good, and the messages go on that are shaming, and it's something that when a parent particularly projects that to a child or says that to them, and they can do it verbally or non-verbally, the child gets it that they are less than. And it kind of starts that pattern of messages that they're failures, or they're supposed to create the reality of failing. Because we really do what our parents tell us to do. And when I say that, we do what our parents do, it's the conscious and verbal messages, or the messages that we hear in our everyday, but also, and more importantly, it's the unconscious, nonverbal, and underlying messages that really stay home and are also harder to identify because we hear what happens in our lives and the messages we get, but those underlying stuff and the unconscious stuff can be those really crazy making messages. And it could be that our parents are telling us messages that we really want the best for you, we want you to do well in life, and go out there and try hard. But there's also maybe the underlying thing that the parents didn't really feel good about themselves, or they're putting a lot of pressure and control on the child itself, and the shame comes in some really subtle ways. And that happens a lot. And then, of course, there's also the places as people go in and discover their childhood that the messages are not subtle. So as an energetic therapist, I find that dealing with shame and clearing it on an energetic level is just very powerful. People change very quickly and dramatically by doing sessions and working on these places that they were shamed and where it is locked into their bodies. Because our body has all of these memories of all of these things that happened to us. It's all there. It's just like a big road map of all of these things that are in the territory of our body that hold these limitations and influence us to create these patterns that we may not even understand why we do what we do, but we're doing them. We're locked into depression or addiction or rage and cannot seem to get out of it, though we would love to break those patterns and those chains. So I am Bart Sharp, Therapy for the Body, Mind, and Soul at www.bartsharp.com. Come by and visit. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.